Hey everyone, so we are going to run our Nginx container in our Kali Linux virtual machine. So in order to do, let's first provide my computer super sudo privilege. So here you can see that I am having a sudo privilege, super user privilege root at Kali Linux. So first of all, type docker image. So considering that you have already installed the docker, so it is very simple. I have uploaded on previous video. You can check it out. So here you can see I have I have already installed the Ubuntu image here. So you can see the various information like image ID and tag which version it is. It is saying that it is of latest version and the size of the image 77.8 MB. So in this video particularly we are going to install the Nginx image. So you can install the Nginx image while writing docker pull Nginx, and if you haven't provided anything after the colon, so it will pull the latest image available out there. And if you want a specific image like 1.0 or anything, you can provide it and it will fetch it out for you. So hit on the enter. You can see that it is saying that using default tag latest, and it will fetch the image. You can see that it is pulling the images here. So let us wait for some second. So now that it is already in our system, you can check it by docker image button. Docker image, so it is docker nginx latest with image ID and the size 142 MB. So now let's start it by running it. So I have already told that the container are the ones, images are the ones which is define the container, what to be run, are the template of the container. So let's start by you can also check out many commands here by typing the docker help docker hyphen help. So it will list all the various uses and the commands to run like attach, build and docker file and many more. You can check it out. Okay, so now let's run our container. First let's start docker run -itd. So here itd, let's not use the I button here, I command here, -itd. So I stand for the interactive and T for TTY. And if we will use a D tag after this, so -T and the name of the image, so Nginx, and hit enter. Let me zoom a bit and hit enter. You can see that it is running. You can see all of this is running, start worker process and many more. So open another tab to check that it is running or not. So the command for check is docker ps command. I have used Control Shift P for opening a new tab here. Provided password Kali, and the command is docker ps. Hit enter. You can see that there is a container ID and image, which image it is using. Here it is using Nginx, and the command creator status which port it is listening out for the connections. It is using a port 80, PCP, and the name, that is the gateway from any random name. Okay, so if you use PSA, so it will list out all the container ID that is used, unused, that is running and not running both. Okay, so let me stop that running container. You can hit Control C for exiting. Now our task is to so now when you list out the containers docker ps, there is no there is no running container ID at the moment. So when you type add hyphen d command, it is used for the detached mode. When you hit enter, it will give a log characters with number and character. And when you list the running container docker ps, you can see that the container is running in the background. Okay, but the port is still the same, image is still the same, but however the names are changed. Okay, that name doesn't matter. You can give that name. You can rename that as well. So first let's stop the running container. So sorry, I was trying to stop the image. So let's stop the container. First check the container ID. You can type the docker ps again, docker container ID. You can copy that and you can type docker stop and the container ID. So it will stop the running container. And when you list out the running container here, it will show that there is no running container at the moment. And again, let's start the container with the same container ID. You can however stop by a name also. So let me show you how. When you list out the containers, so there's a Pensive Williams name. So name of the container. So you can type it docker stop and the name of the container Pensive _ Williams. So it will stop the container. See, when you list out the running container, that will show there is no running container at the moment. Our next command is very useful. So we are binding the host with the container. So it is called binding, host binding, anything we can say. So at the moment we have two images, Nginx and Ubuntu. So let us bind the Nginx with the. So there is a command to check the logs of the container that we are having. So in order to check the logs, we have to first check that docker is running or not. Okay, so here you can see that. Let me start the container here, docker start, and the image name, that is you can start the we can see that our image is running in the background. Our image is already running in the background. So just type docker start and the container ID. So it will start the container. And docker ps. So you see that it is running. So we have to take the log running. So we have to take the logs of that container in order to have, if we face some error and if we want to troubleshoot the error. So logs and the name container ID here. You can see that. However, you can output that to a file also. Here I am going to nginx logs .txt. So we can output the response to the text file also, and when we cat to read out the text file, it will show us. Our next command here is to bind our host with the container so that we can perform some operation and anything. So to do that, first you see that there is if you have two image again and no container running, so our first task is to run the container in the detach mode with -p and the host port, like I am currently using 8004 port colon 80. So 80 is our the port which is listening for the connection we have seen earlier, that 80 and TCP/TCP there was. So you can provide anything at the base of 8004, and the port that 80 must be the same as the container which is listening for the connections, and the name of the image Nginx, and hit on enter. So normally it run on the detach mode. You can see that by docker ps. We can see that in the ports it is using the local port, local host. It is serving on our local host with the port number 8004. So in order to confirm that, go to the browser, go to our browser and paste the 0.0.0/:8004. We can see that we are greeted with the welcome to Nginx page, and it says that if you see this page, the Nginx web server is successfully installed and working, so you can perform your operations. And if you like this video, please let me know. Thank you.